Okay.
Uh, Today, we'll be discussing about working with data sources. And so far,
Okay.
we worked on various features which Tableau adds value, and mostly on the analytics side and presentation side, we work with the various charts and like that. But sometimes, I mean, not sometimes, many times, the data source may not be ready to use. The data you get from client will not be ready to use at any point of time. So maybe you
Okay.
have to do a lot of process the data. Of course, the processing of the data will be taken in several stages, and there are different steps for it. But still, at the Tableau end, we may need to do something to analyze data. I mean, to connect the data to Tableau and handling multiple data sources. Let's say there is some part of data which is there in the files, some part of the data is there in RDBMS system, and something else is there in cloud or big data, something like that. So the possibility that all the data will not be there in one system. So you cannot assume any chance to be having the data in the same system. Okay, so different parts of the data will be there in different systems, so we should be ready for it, and we should be able to handle and manage the data, join the data, blend the data across the data sources, and then we can work on the visualization part. Okay, this is not something we are doing which is,
Data blending?
yeah, so it is part of our job, it is not something beyond our scope. Okay, it is part of our job because uh, even on any data source whatever you create, even let's say, um, there is a data guy, ETL guy who did a lot of stuff, but still we may need to do something at our end also. Okay, I mean, that's where Tableau adds a lot of value. It can deal with multiple kinds of data sources, and at the same time it can deal with multiple kinds of data sources at a single point, I mean at any point of time, and we can derive the analytics from multiple data sources in a one single sheet also. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so let us go through those features, and first, and we'll go through various features which are available in data source page. Okay, some basic features only. I mean, most of that stuff are very basic, not at all complex. Let us connect to a file-based data source. Okay, and we have various tables here: orders, people, and returns. And I have uh, disaggregated orders table into 2011, 2012, 2013, 14, different by year for some, to discuss about some future. We'll go through on the, then let us take orders. Okay, we know this, we discussed in the initial sessions only, right? Orders, people,
Yeah.
and here what you have inner join and left join, right?
Yes.
We don't have right join.
Yes.
What if I want to apply a right join here? I have to pull
It's probably
people first, then left join, then orders, right?
yes.
So that is workaround that may not be possible all the time. What else we can do is, let us go back. Now select the data source, and on this dialog box, open with legacy connection. Choose this option.
Yes.
Okay, if you choose with legacy connection,
Okay.
it will enable, it will have both left join and right join. Okay, this legacy connection was used sometime before 8.0 version. Okay, but see, now you can apply right join. Okay,
Okay.
left join and right join both are available now. But this is
So
not.
what is the legacy connection exactly?
Yeah, legacy connection is something. Uh, See, for file-based data sources, we use a plugin. I mean, some this one, right? ODBC, like that. Let's
Yes.
OLE,
JDBC, ODBC
ODBC,
drivers.
yeah, drivers. So for Excel also there are some drivers. Okay,
Okay.
so that has different versions. The latest version of
Okay.
this Excel driver doesn't support right join.
Okay.
The previous version used to support it, but it used to have a lot of limitations. So most of the features which are available now cannot be supported by the legacy connection. So it is not recommendable to use a legacy connection. Okay,
Okay.
but still, if you are in need, and if you want to use a right join for sure, then you may have to use it, but it is not at all recommendable. Many of the features in the latest versions will not be supported by legacy connection when you work with file databases.
Okay.
Okay, so it is always recommendable to use this one. If at all you want to apply right join, you have to figure out some alternatives, some other ways. Okay, some workarounds.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So that was the basic thing about a legacy connection and how do we enable right join. Maybe some people can ask you in interview also, for a file-based data source, how do we enable right join? That could be an interview question also. Okay, so then you have to answer like, I have to use legacy connection to enable right join on the file database. For
Okay.
RDBMS and all, it is simple. All joins are available. No problem with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I saw in a video that they went to the data source and place connection on the top and they
Yeah, yeah. So
put
that's what about
something.
data blending. We'll discuss that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Then I have orders table, people table, and I have return table. So I can choose the inner join, left join here. So this is nothing new. We discussed this one earlier also. Now, all by applying these joins, inner joining between orders table and people's table, and left join between orders table and returns table. This is the preview of the data. You have all the columns, right? This is data grid, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And in on this data source page, on this data grid, we have various options, and we can manage the data. We can customize the columns, renaming them, aliasing them, or merging them. There are multiple options. We'll go through that. First of all, what you can do is you can change the order of the fields. See here, if by default it is data source order, you can say ascending order of the column names, or descending order of the column names, or ascending order per table. Okay, so it will just order the all the columns in orders table, then people's table, then returns table, like that. See, it is till now it was orders table, these two are from returns people's table, these two columns are from returns table. So it is sorting the field names per table. Okay, if you say data source order or something like that, of course it seems same. Let's say ascending order. Now it is ascending all the columns with their column names. See, order ID, this is from orders table, order ID returns, this is from returns table, like this.
Okay. So the column names are coming into ascending order, but what about the data? Is that also coming into ascending order?
No,
No.
no, we
No,
did
no,
not
no,
manage
no.
that yet, right? We can manage that one also.
Only the column names are coming into
No.
ascending and descending order.
This allows to sort the column names in. and here you can sort the data.
Data for the
Yeah.
columns. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. See
No, okay.
this icon. So once you click on it, it will be ascending. If you click it again, it is descending. If you click it again, no sort. Okay. This is representing that this is in ascending order, descending order,
Okay.
no
Yeah.
sort. Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay. Yeah.
that way we can sort either columns or rows.
Okay.
Fine. Now we have more options. See, it is representing the data type of the columns, right? You can change it.
Yes.
You can apply geographic role,
Date or
or you can
yeah.
change the data type.
Yeah. Even we can go to the metadata and
Exactly.
change, or only here we can change.
Exactly here. That way also we can change. See, this is data. This is metadata. Okay. Here
Okay.
also you can change.
Yeah. We can change that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
Yes.
we have those are various options, and then let us choose this and see. Here we have various options. You can rename the column, you can copy the column, you can hide the column, okay, and you can create aliases. And did we discuss about aliases?
No.
I think we discussed about it.
What I know is alias means some other name.
Yeah. So let us give alias for this one. So what I am saying is, for United States, I am saying USA. Now it will show USA instead
Yeah.
of United States. Okay. So here we have option
So
to show
okay.
alias or to show the original value.
Okay. Okay.
You can, if you check this, it will show the alias. If you uncheck this, it will show the original value. Okay.
So, in this case, we can if we see that there are two different databases and two different past we went through one example where Chennai is using Hyderabad's name as HYD and we are using Hyderabad.
Hmm.
So in that case, we can just give some alias name and use the column name. I mean, use the data, right?
Yeah, yeah,
What do you?
you can.
So we don't have to go into some other things, and just giving alias name is more than enough.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to rename the field value, you can use alias.
And even that two datas can be shown into one. We don't have to group or do a set for that.
Sorry.
We don't have to group it and use set. We can just change the name and put some inner join and that should be done.
Why are you discussing about sets here?
Because at the time of learning groups and sets,
Mm-hmm.
at that time I remember something like this was discussed where we are
Okay. Actually,
giving.
grouping is for multiple values and set also for multiple values. Alias is for single value, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Um, in this case, what it is let's say, I mean, we discuss, we have sometime we need that one also. Uh, you can use group also, but for each and every field, you have to create a group for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is more uh, better option than that.
Yeah, just change the name into alias name,
Yeah.
and here when we are applying joins,
Hmm.
the column name will be combined, and then the data will be grouped. Hyderabad and Hyderabad will be grouped, and it will automatically come, and we don't have to worry about it. We have to
Hmm.
make some group.
Yeah. You can do that one also. No problem.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have more options here. See, you can create a calculated field here itself.
Here itself.
Yeah, you can. What you can do, whatever.
Create group, calculated field.
Let's take create calculated field, sales minus profit. Okay, name
Equal
it
to
as
cost.
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 Okay, done. Cost,
Yes.
and it is calculated field. See, there is a symbol.
Yes.
Okay, so you can create calculated field here itself. So on the data source page, you don't need to do it again. And the same way, you can create groups and bins.
Yes.
Okay, let us take group on states. We can create groups just like that. Whatever we have discussed in the, there is no difference. Okay, a new field will be created, and you can use that as any other field. Okay, and
Okay.
bins also. And binning option is available only for numeric fields. Obviously, right? You can create bins only for numeric fields, right?
Yes.
Okay, see, binning option is not available here.
Yes.
Okay,
Split.
only.
Okay. Yeah.
And we have more options. Let us take split. You can split the field, this field into multiple fields. See, it has split the field into three different columns. Originally, it has CA 2013, 152, 156. CA 2013 and 152, 156. So we have split the column into three different columns. Order ID split 1, split 2, split 3. Okay? Hello?
Why do we want to split?
See, here, what does it represent? So basically, order ID has multiple fields, right? Multiple values. See, this is representing state, this is representing year, and this is the
Yes.
order ID.
Yes.
So let's say the data in the data source, whatever we received from the client, it has order ID, and we need to derive these values, state value, and he says first value represents state, second value represents year, and third value represents order ID. Then we have to split that into multiple columns, right?
Yes.
So that's where we can. So basically, this kind of stuff has some values. Even though, let's say, you call to some customer care and they give you some ticket ID, so the ticket ID will have some meaning. I mean, they have some symbolic
State.
representation. I mean, some
Yeah.
uh,
State name.
yeah. Okay, so the date of the ticket generated, something like that. They will have multiple. I mean, that ID will represent multiple fields. So what we
Yeah.
can do, we can split that into multiple values, multiple columns. Okay, I'm deleting it. So, and let's say you don't want all the fields and you want just the first one. So what you can do, you can say customize, custom split, and you can say what is the separator. It is hyphen, and I want only first value. Okay, first one column.
Okay.
Then I can say just select one, and it is representing only split one and first value. It is separating.
Okay.
It is using the separator and splitting the column value, and it is generating only first column, not other columns.
Yes.
Okay, so like that you can create, you can use custom split. If you don't, if let's say the separator is something else, comma, colon, sometimes the separator can be colon also, right? Need not be hyphen
Oh
also.
yeah.
So you can give
Yes.
colon as the
Hyphen,
separator.
colon, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, whatever the this thing. And you can say lost, first one or last one, or number of columns, or all.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I have like 10 and I want to separate after 2, then I have to first and then 2 in the columns, and
Not
then okay.
after two. It
If
will
it
give you
is
last two columns. See,
okay.
it is giving last two columns.
When it is last, it will give last 2. When it is first, it will give first.
Hmm. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can customize that, and you can go through the column. What is the, I mean, various values of it. Okay. What is the column name? Okay. What is the locale? Like this. This is just read only though. And we have more options. Let's say you want to hide some columns. See, these columns are not useful for you. Then what you can say, you can hide them. Okay. Let's say you want to get it back. Show hide columns. Show hidden columns. Then it will show the hidden columns also. Then you can say unhide. Okay. See, now these are unhidden. Okay.
Okay.
Like this we have multiple options. And let's say you have you want to pivot a set of columns. Or do you know pivoting in SQL? Hello,
Yeah.
do you know pivoting in SQL?
No.
No. Okay, so let's see. So here I have selected multiple columns, and I have selected pivot.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
No, I was not getting your name. Sorry, I was not getting your voice.
Oh, is it now? Is it better?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, because middle you were saying something and it went all blank and you said, oh, hello, hello, and then
Oh, okay.
I did not understand, sorry.
Okay.
So
So
what was it?
pivoting.
Yeah,
Okay. See, now I have two columns, right? Region and person. Now I can select multiple columns and say pivot. So what it is saying, it is converting column headers into a column. It is person, it is region, like this, right?
so which column is it taking?
It is taking both the column values. See, here the column headers are region and person, right?
Yes.
It is converting these column headers into a column. See, select pivot, person, region, like this. These are the value,
Okay,
field values.
okay, okay,
Okay, these are useful. Like, let's say you have some state, and let's say you have sales for some states, like this. Uh, okay, and then you have some sales information. You store the sales information like this: 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, like this. Okay, so
yes,
this is how your data,
okay,
this is how your table is. Okay.
okay,
Then if you want, okay, it is good, you have 2010 sales, 2011 sales, or like this. But what if you want to uh, get to know sales of both 2010 and 2011, and you want to apply some aggregation? This is not useful, right?
Okay.
You cannot aggregate two
No.
columns, right?
We can concatenate?
Yeah, we can concatenate, but I want to aggregate.
No,
I
no,
want to know. I
concatenate.
want to filter on 2010 and 2011, and I want to.
We can group it and make it into one.
You want? How do you group columns?
We are grouping columns. We grouping columns in there?
Hmm?
No,
You can apply
no,
calculated
it's in
field
the
like that.
columns.
You can apply calculated field like that. Okay,
Yeah.
but how many combinations you can create? Maybe
Mm,
some other way, some other user wants 2010 and 2012, not 2011.
okay.
So what you can do in that case, you can convert this field into a column, right? 2010,
Okay.
2010, 2011, like this. So what happens in that case? For all these things, there will be 2010. Oops. Okay, and so this will become a column like year, right? Then
Okay.
there will be 2011. Okay,
Okay.
like this. If you convert that into columns, it will be like this, right? This is nothing but pivoting.
Yeah.
So what you can do, this is just another column now. You can apply any filter and you can aggregate these rows based on your selection, isn't it?
Mm.
So that's why it is a bit advantage, and it is advantages on the other way also. So if it is columnar, okay. Nowadays in for SQL Server 2012, there is a columnar feature. What it is doing is it is converting rows into columns and applying. I mean, all our indexes will be on rows, right? Usually. So
Yes.
our index will, let's say if you create a index on year column, then what happens? It will get all the records of 2010 in one place and all the records in 2011 into one place like that, and it will apply indexes. It will apply, I mean, it will apply. It will store the address values, references, and all. You know, cluster index, non-cluster index, like that, right?
Yeah.
So all that, and in 2000 from 2012 onwards, what it is doing is uh, we can apply indexes on the columns also. There are
Okay.
columnar indexes. Okay, that is a different concept completely. Let us not go there. But it is useful either way. Sometimes if you this way use useful, some other times this way is useful. Okay, if you want to convert this one to this one, or the other way, this one to that one, you can use pivoting here. Okay, see, it has converted columns into rows.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want you can remove. Okay,
Okay. Right.
yeah.
Yep.
So that way pivoting is, you can apply pivoting, and it is most common to use pivoting in SQL also, right? And but there are some limitations with pivoting in the case of Tableau. We can have only one pivot in it for a data source. Okay, we cannot have multiple
Okay.
pivots.
Okay.
Okay, and we cannot create calculated fields once you uh, pivot it. Okay, see, there is only
Okay.
one pivot is allowed per table.
Okay, yeah. Per data source.
per data source. And once you, I mean, on the calculated fields, you cannot apply pivoting.
Okay.
Okay, and
Okay.
of course you can use this column as join key. See, you can use this column as a join key. That is, I mean, that is what
Yeah.
is the advantage is it is adding once you pivot it.
Okay.
Okay, and pivot is option is available here only on the data source page only.
Okay, right.
Okay, you can apply pivoting on the data grid or on the metadata grid also. You can choose multiple columns here and say pivot.
Yeah.
Okay,
So now what happened?
see.
Okay. Just the rows became columns and
Hmm. Okay.
so the column became rows and the data is next. That's it.
Okay, so
Okay.
you have to make a note of this. This is maybe some interviewers can ask you how many pivots you can apply per data source.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we want to know that some other person, like in when we are working in real time,
Mm-hmm.
we are not the only one person working on the data source. Some other person would have pivoted some column past because project runs like forever.
Mm.
It's like running for 1 year, 2 years sometimes,
Mm.
sometimes 3, 4, 6 months.
Yeah.
So when if it's a long run process and then 1 year ago the project started and somebody initially they use some pivot and later somebody else after 1 year they want to use this pivot
Mm.
on the data source for some requirement,
Mm.
so they won't be able to do that.
No.
So how do they know that this there is something pivoted and how do they
You have to
you know
document it, right? You have to
okay
document
the
all.
document.
Yeah. If you rename some column, if you alias something, anything which you customize on the data source, you have to document it. So that's how it will be. I mean, even you can forget, even though it's not about some other person. Maybe
Yeah,
you work for a project for a couple of months, and maybe you left it. The project is over. After a couple of years, that project can come back. At that time, it's not sure that guarantee that you will remember that.
definitely I won't remember that.
So you have to document it.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, yeah.
and then
So what will the error pop up when some data is not being able to pivot?
hmm,
What is the area? What is the error that's popping up when we are not able to pivot?
where
We are trying to pivot and it's not. We are not able to do that.
we
So
did,
what is the error popping up then?
which one I did not get you. Where did we got the error?
We did not get like what error do we get? It's already pivoted and we are trying to pivot again. So what is the error that we are
If it's
getting
already
up?
pivoted, you won't have it will not have pivot option. It will say remove pivot.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. And then we have this another option, merge mismatched fields. Okay. So if you have two columns in two different tables, and let's say both are representing same, but some values on the one column, sorry, let's say these two are the two different columns, but both are representing same.
Okay.
Then say, let me take Excel, that is better. Let's say in one database there is state name itself. Let us take state in one table 1. In another column, in another table, there is state column. Let's say there are some fields missing. AP, TS, AP, and some blank, and TS, TS, TN, TN, and K, and it is missing. Okay, something like this.
Okay.
It is possible there is some data is missing in some fields. Okay, so then what we do is we can merge those columns. We can select these two columns and we can merge it. Okay, if
Yes.
you merge it, what happens? It will take
AP,
the
AP,
value,
T.
yeah, this value. As this is blank, this will take this value here.
Yeah. But what if there is two different names in state one and state two?
That is something more severe error. So that is you have to handle it. I mean, if those kind of errors you can, those kind of errors are safe. You can quickly figure it out. Okay. If you have
What will
missing
it
values
do?
only, it is tough. Let's say if both the columns doesn't have any value, so how do we
Oh,
do that?
yeah.
Those kind of challenges
Yeah.
are more tough. Okay.
Okay.
So if it has mismatches, then you can report it to the client. So those you can say push it as data errors.
Okay.
Okay. So like that you can use this merge mismatched fields. Okay. Say in this case these two are different fields, but see still we are doing merge mismatch. It is taking all the first column values only. If first column value is null, then it will take second column value. Is it clear?
What did it merge? No.
It did not merge. I mean, what
What
it
did it
does is,
merge?
see, it will take first column values. If first column value is null, then it will take second column value. So that is how it is merging.
But here in the second case, like all there are
First
two
of all,
different values and it took the second one.
first column doesn't have any nulls, right?
No.
So that is the reason.
So
See,
that is the reason it took all the second column names, column values.
yeah, it will take,
Oh,
it will give preference for whatever we choose. This,
okay.
I don't know why it is giving preference always for the second column. Usually it does not. I don't know if there is some preference for this for some reason. Okay. Usually it will take one column as the main thing, and then it will give. If that value is missing, then it will take the other one. Let us take order ID and returns. Okay.
Okay.
And let's take order ID and returns. Now say merge. It will take all these values.
Yeah.
Order ID and this. Okay. Let's say if first one has some nulls, then it will take the second one, second column from the
Yeah.
second column, like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that is about merging. Okay. So those are the various features. Did we cover all those things? We covered sorting and renaming and resetting, alias, hide columns, split and custom split, calculated field groups and bins, metadata. Metadata also. This is metadata, right?
Yeah.
So it is about columns. It will have data type name, column name, and from which table it is, and the
Yes.
remote field name. Let's say you have applied some rename for something. Let's say let's take province. I'm renaming it to province. Okay, so you renamed it,
Okay.
and you don't know what is the original column. So then what you can do is you can come here and search for province. See, so this is the province, this is the renamed column, and this is the original column. State.
Okay.
State is the original column name, right? So
Yes.
that's how you will know. Otherwise, what you have to do, you have to say reset. Then you will know, right? So without resetting, you
Okay.
can know it from there.
Okay.
Okay. So that is about various features on the data grid. And this is called canvas. On the canvas, we apply joins and all. Okay,
Okay.
fine. Then we have discussed about pivoting, and then we have more options, more things to do. We can apply joins, we can apply union. You know unions, right? In
Yes.
SQL. So we can apply unions also here, and we can do blending, data blending also across the data sources. Let us take this is joining. We know clear, right? It is
Yes.
applying left join,
Left, right,
choose
full, outer.
inner join, and you can choose other kinds of joins also. It is clear. So what is union? Let's say your data has, so he reported orders by year. Client reported orders by year. Then
Yeah.
what you have to do if you want to analyze across the years, you have to union the data, right? So what you can do,
Yes.
order 2011 and see. Once you drag it, drag table.
Why do I want to do union? I can use full join.
What does full join give you?
Full data in both.
So on which column you apply join? See between orders 2011 and orders 2012. On which column you apply join?
I have to see the data.
Okay.
There should be some similar.
Yeah. So see this the same columns will be there in 2012 also.
Okay.
So on which column you apply join?
Row ID or column ID or some ID starting? No.
No
There is
value will
nothing
be
like that.
common. Row ID, column ID, nothing will be common across years. See, here the
Okay.
difference between join and union.
Okay.
See, in case of orders and people, there will be a common field, people or something, person.
Yes.
Okay, this is master data only, so there is a reference. But in the case of 2011 and 12, like this, all the column names will be same for 2011 and 12, but data will be different.
Yes. Okay. Right. Right. Right.
So in that case, you
Yeah.
cannot apply
Got it
join,
now.
right?
Yes. Clear.
Okay, in that case, you have to apply union.
Use
Now,
union.
you have
Yeah.
to see, drag it onto this. There is a drag table to union. It is showing, right? You can simply click
Yes.
on it. Okay, so
Yeah.
created a union. Okay, and let's say you want to remove one of the things, one of the year. What you can do, you can remove if you want. 2013 you are removing. You can. Okay, 2012 also you can remove if you want.
So how did this come up?
Here,
Oh,
customize union.
custom. Okay.
Okay, so you can remove it and save it.
Okay.
Okay, Uh, if you want it again, you can join that. Okay,
Okay.
so that way you can apply a union and customize the union. And on top of this
Okay.
union
So
table,
if we are having,
huh?
sorry, If we are having like 2011, then 2014, then 2012, then 2013,
Hmm.
so will the data be according to the years, in ascending or descending order, or will
It
it
doesn't
follow this order that we have?
it doesn't matter actually for you. If you want, you can apply this thing. Of course, on a unit table you cannot apply uh, this thing. What is that? Index.
Ascending, descending.
Yeah, index is not. But it really doesn't matter, right? How does it matter?
Mm, I don't know how it works. I was just wondering if how the data is coming up,
Okay.
because I really don't know what scenarios come up in real time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter actually. You can. Okay. And you can give a name for it also. I'm saying orders.
Okay.
Okay. So and this union table you can use as any other table, and you can apply various joins just like
Okay.
that.
Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sudhir. Just a one
Yeah,
minute.
good.
Just 1 minute,
No problem.
please. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, Sudhir.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So
laptop is not getting charged, so that's why I'm just trying to figure out.
oh, okay.
Just
Okay. Okay. Carry on.
okay. Okay, it's getting charged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how
Yes.
you can apply joining and unions. And there is another thing is you have to discover assuming referential integrity. What is that? Let us remove this and let's take. Okay. Now I have applied this. I'm going to sheet one on this thing. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm dragging sales uh, per region. Okay. So now what happened? I'm pulling data from uh, orders table and selected fields, region and sales, right?
Yes.
But the query will be like it will apply all these joins and then it will query those fields,
Yes, it does.
right? But
Once I applied inner join in between returns and order table, and I was trying to retrieve some data
hmm,
in the in this, and it
okay,
was all null, null, null. Yeah, in the platinum customer and also. So
hmm,
all the data, all the returns was all like null, 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 null. Only the platinum it was showing.
yeah.
So
So
yeah, then
basically
I remembered.
my fields are only from one table, but still it is joining all the other tables and then selecting only these fields from the one table on top
Yeah.
of it. That joining is waste, right? Why do we need that join?
Mm.
It is unnecessarily performance
Mm,
hit, right?
it is we are joining it because we need some particular data from that.
Hmm. But Still, what is the particular data we are selecting? All the things we did not filter anything.
We want some values from the other table as well.
See, this is
Like for
region.
example, if we take,
Yeah,
yeah,
this region and sales both are from orders table only.
okay,
This region and sales both are from orders
yeah,
table.
both are from orders table. Yeah,
Okay? Even if I, let's say, I remove this,
yeah, nothing difference will happen.
okay,
Exactly, yes.
there is no difference. But still, if I have this join, what it does is it will apply this join, and then on top of that it will
Perform
be,
this,
yeah, join.
perform this action. Yes,
So basically, it looks stupid, right? Why do we need to consider join when I am doing only these two records, these two columns from one table?
yes. But generally, we do many things, right? We don't do one or two things
Maybe,
on
but
one.
there is a chance. Let's say I pulled
Okay,
data from many fields, but I did not consider returns.
okay,
Still, I am considering returns table in the join.
yes.
I don't know when I will use returns. Maybe only 10% of the times. Remaining times I may be
Or maybe,
rest of the stuff. But still, it is joining
yes,
returns all the time.
yes.
So the problem is referential integrity. Whether do we have does this is respecting referential integrity or not? Okay, let's say what is the problem is, let us say, you have orders table and you have people's table, right? And
Yes.
let's say in orders table, uh, the people are different or more than what is there in the people's table. Just a second.
Hello, hello.
Just a second, sorry.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Sudhir.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I paused it. Okay, fine. Uh, yeah. Let's say
You were saying something?
yes, yes. Let us take something, and so this table has a table one has people and some region or something. Okay, and this people one people has something X Y Z P Q R S and A B C like this. Okay, and sheet 3 has people table and some other fields like sales, order ID, many things. Okay, if this people table has let's say XYZ ABC and something else which is not there in the original people table like MNOP, it is not here,
Yeah. Okay.
not there in the master table, but still it is there. It is possible,
Yeah.
right?
There will be many things that won't be in master table. Master table will only contain the major information about what the table is. Like for example, if you say it's the people table, it will only have the people name, ID, and yeah,
Exactly. It will
just the
have only
basic
few
things.
columns. It will have only few columns, but all those values which are in people column are should be a superset of this one, these columns, these values.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. See, in this case, this value is not there in this one, right?
So
So,
you mean that the transaction table is having some extra data other than the master table?
hmm.
Transaction table cannot have a new person name. Which is not recorded into the master table, right?
Exactly, it cannot have. And that
Yes.
restriction, that verification, how do you do? You can say this is primary field and this is the foreign field, right?
Yes.
So if you apply this as a primary field and this as a foreign field, then this value won't be there. Okay, only when you are entering this value, only whenever it is
Into
available,
the
then
primary.
only it will allow.
Yes.
Otherwise, it will throw error.
It
But
won't allow. Yes, exactly.
yeah, but in OLAP databases, we don't use relations. We don't use any primary field or primary key or foreign key.
Yeah, because it is transaction data.
Yeah, because it will degrade the performance.
Okay, so every time it's not going and checking the master data.
Hmm.
Only when all the OLTP data is filled, and then when there is some other new records that is coming into the OLTP, when some new customer is coming into the OLTP database, then it is being updated into the OLAP system
Hmm.
in the master data.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So there is no direct relation between the tables. Those
Yeah.
relations are virtual. Okay?
Okay, so we have to do something to relate it.
No, we don't do anything here. What do we do? But that is the reason it will always consider joining those tables. It will
Okay.
always join those tables. That is the reason. So if I apply inner join there, it will eliminate this one, right?
Yes, it will eliminate.
This record won't be considered while computing the sales.
Yes, we need to apply right join.
Exactly. So that is the reason we consider, I mean, the Tableau by default considers joining these tables, all the tables, even though we are using only fields from one table. Okay.
Okay.
So if you are sure that,
So you can say that. So normally you can say that the best practice is to follow joining all the tables that we have.
no, 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 that is not best practice.
Then
The best practice is I mean, following all the things, following all the conditions, like you have to make sure externally that it is following the referential integrity, and give Tableau this instruction saying assume referential integrity. Okay.
okay,
If you said this, assume referential integrity, then it won't use all the fields. It won't use all the tables. It will just use the orders table to pull those fields. Okay. The
the
query.
tables that are existing on the
Hmm?
left pane.
Sorry.
On the left pane, whatever table names are there,
Mm-hmm.
on the left pane in the data source, whatever table names are there, like suppose order 2011, 2012, 1, 2, 3, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then users and people and everything. So
Okay.
it is connecting all the assume referential integrity is trying to connect all the loopholes in this, and then it's giving.
No, no. Assume referential integrity doesn't verify anything. It will assumes that everything is
Okay.
in place, everything is correct. There is no violations.
What is that? I didn't get it. What is
So this
violation
is a
again?
violation, right? This is a foreign key violation, right?
Yeah, this is violation. So now this record is being added into the database or not when something like
If
this
this
is
record is
happening.
in the database, Tableau doesn't add anything into the database. If this
Yeah,
record
Tableau
is into the
obviously. So,
database, then if I say assume referential integrity, then it won't verify
yeah.
this. It won't apply join between these two tables. On a safer
Which
side,
two
by default,
tables?
it
Okay.
will join these two tables. So it can eliminate this record.
So we are not joining these two tables, right, at the moment.
We are joining, right?
For suppose,
See here in
for
the.
suppose,
Mhm.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
We
We
are
are going
joining
to the
here,
same
right?
point.
See,
Yeah.
now what it does is it will join orders table, people table, and return table. And when I use these two columns, these two fields, region and sales, okay, if
Yep.
I assume referential integrity, as these two fields are only from orders table, it will directly pull those fields from the orders table. It won't apply join between people and returns.
Okay.
Okay, if I don't say this, if I don't say this, it will consider this join, then it will pull these fields.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
yeah,
because it's from the same table, it won't make any difference. However, the
no,
data will
it
be the same. The end result will be the same.
need not be. See, that's what. If see, if I apply this join, inner
It's
join.
not checking this now. It's
No,
so
we are not
confusing.
checking, but that inner join eliminates this field, right?
The join is not working here because we are only using from one table, right?
No, the join will be applied. That's what I'm saying. If you don't use a referential integrity, if you don't use that assume referential integrity, the join will be applied, even though we are not using those fields.
Okay. So the join is being applied.
Yeah, the
So
join.
that's why it is not including some columns that are not into the inner join between the tables.
What is that? I did not get it.
I'm already totally confused.
I mean, the thing is, see, by default, Tableau considers all these joins. It will apply join. On top of the join, it will fill this result. Let me take SSMS. That is better. Oops, sorry. Okay. So this is the join we applied, right? Sorry, this is
Mm,
left join, right? Valid column name order idea. Okay, order space ID. Hello.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So now, see. This is the join we applied, right? Here we have applied orders, people, and returns. We have applied inner join between orders and people, and the left join between orders and returns.
Yes.
Okay, this is what is the query, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I select uh, region, comma, sum of sales. Okay. So, if I
Okay.
select these two fields, the query will be like this: region. Okay. Yeah. Group by O dot region. Okay, the query will be like this.
Okay.
If I simply apply, I mean, if I, even though I did not select other fields, it will still join these two tables. Ultimately I am using only columns from orders table, but still it will join these two tables. If I say
Yes.
assume referential integrity, okay, the query will be like this. It won't consider joins. It will simply query this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if I say assume
Okay.
referential integrity, it will ignore other tables which are not used, which are not required for
Okay.
these
Okay. Okay.
columns. If you don't say that, it will still use this. Okay,
Okay.
if you use this, what is the advantage? It will eliminate if there are any errors. Let's say this
Yes.
column, this row is eliminated.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, like that.
Yeah. Now it's clear.
Clear, right? Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So that is the advantage of assuming referential integrity. It will improve the performance.
Yes.
Okay, fine. And yeah, we have discussed about union. Let us discuss about blending. Yeah. So what I will do is, let us remove this. Okay. Now I have only one table, orders table, and assume that I have only one table in this data source, and I have people's table in another data source. So the data source
Okay.
can be something else like SQL Server or anything. Okay, now I'm connecting to SQL
Okay.
Server.
Is this the same connection for everyone or just for you?
No, no, no. This is my this thing. You can use your local. Okay,
Okay.
and
What's my user ID and password?
I cannot share the password.
No, not yours. My user ID and password. How do I know?
For yours, you can uh, instance. You can create your local instance, right? You can install a
I
SQL
don't.
Server or Oracle, anything, and you can configure users.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me see if I have SSMS installed.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you use need not be SQL Server. It can be any other RDBMS. Okay.
I do have
Okay.
SSMS. It's starting,
Then how do I know your password?
but I don't know what's my password.
Then how do I know?
Ah, right. I did not do this completely because it's asking for server name authentication,
Mhm.
and then it's not popping up. Yeah, it got stuck here after this.
See, now I have people's table in this data source. Okay. Now I am blending these two. Okay. Now I have two data sources. One is orders from file and people from RDBMS. Okay.
Okay.
Now I would like to know. uh, sales per year. Uh, order, order date, and sales. So it is available in the orders table, and I have used it. Now I would like to know by people. Okay, see, I have used person by person, but it did
Yeah.
not get me
Yeah.
by person. See, it is showing
Yes.
star, right? Usually it should show persons, right?
Mm.
It should list all the
Yes.
persons, but it is not listing. The reason is we have to link these two data sources first. The linking happens like this. See, it is figuring out that there is a region column on this data source, and there is another region column on this data source. So it is trying to figure out that it is suggesting that there is a join can be applied
Link.
using region. Okay,
Yes.
so it is showing this, and if that is true,
So we don't have to go back.
if region column on this data source on and on this table are same, if that is true, what you can say is you can select this, then it turns orange, then it means that there is a join applied, these two fields are linked.
Yes. And we got the data as well.
See, now you got the persons. If there is no link,
Yes.
it doesn't show anything.
No persons.
Okay, so you have to enable these links. Okay,
Okay.
grade links means they are suggestions. Once you select it, it turns orange, then only the link is established.
Yes.
Okay,
So this is the same link that we are joining inner join and outer join in data source.
yes, I mean this is
Okay.
different here. I mean we don't do manually here. In this case, it is suggesting here, and we are just selecting them, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
see, there is a blue icon here.
Yes.
Tells that this data source is primary data source.
Okay.
Okay, and see, there is a orange icon on this field.
Yes.
This tells that this field is from secondary data source.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Okay.
clear? Why does this
Clear.
primary data source and secondary data source matters? What I mean,
Because it's primary and secondary key.
what does it matter? How does it
If
matter?
if there is a link between two tables,
Hmm.
then one table primary key has to be other table's secondary key.
See, what I do is now for this sheet there is nothing. Now I use person first. Okay, and then
Yeah.
sales. Okay, and now what I will do, I will establish the link. Okay,
Okay.
now people became primary and orders became secondary.
Yes.
This is different. This is
Okay. Okay.
so now tell me, what if it is primary and what is the other thing is secondary?
So the first data source that we are taking, it is taking as the left source. The first one it is taking as the primary
Mm-hmm.
left hand side,
Mm-hmm.
and the right hand side it is taking as the secondary.
What is the left hand side
So
and right?
whatever left hand data source is it is taking as the primary key,
Where is the left?
primary first key.
Where is the left hand side?
Um, like in the data source, we select left and right side, right? In the same way, it is taking.
No.
Is it
Okay,
not?
okay. Up to some extent, it is true. The thing is, here while data blending, it will apply left join. Okay, there is no
Okay.
option of inner join or right join. It is always
Okay.
left join. Okay, so
Okay.
the left
Okay.
join is applied on the primary data source.
Yep.
Okay, for left join it matters, right? For inner join it doesn't matter whichever is left or
Definitely
right.
matters.
For left join it
Yeah.
matters, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
you
For
have,
left and right join, it matters.
yeah. So
But it's always the Data blending is always left join.
Data blending is always left join, but you have option to choose the primary data source.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you can.
So which data source it is like full data to
Yeah.
be used,
Hmm.
and which data source only the linking data should be added.
Exactly. So that
So depending
primary
on
data
that
source,
scenario, we need to select.
whichever field you pull into the sheet. See, in this case, I pulled
Yeah.
private person first, so it became primary data
Yes.
source. In this case, I pulled
Yes.
year first, order date first, so this became primary data source. So the first field,
Yes.
whichever you pull to the sheet, you have to be really careful. Okay, when you
Yep.
are blending the data. Okay,
Yes.
clear, right? See,
Clear.
for this sheet, again, it is there is no primary, secondary. Only once you select that, then only primary is selected.
Yes.
Okay, and it is suggesting the linking field. Good
Yes.
that it is suggesting the linking field. What if the column name is different? If column names are same and data types are same, if column names are same and data sources are same, it is suggesting a linking field.
Yeah.
Now it is not suggesting the linking field. It is possible, right? Because the data
Yes.
source
It
is
is
designed by
possible.
someone,
Definitely.
the other data source is designed by someone else. The column names may not
Yes.
match
Once
even though
we.
data is matching. And even though data is
Yeah.
not matching, column names may match.
Yes. Exactly.
So how do you do that? Now, in that case, what you have to do is you have to edit relationships. See, you have to choose primary data source and secondary data source and say if it is automatic, if there are default suggestions, automatic works. Otherwise, what you can do is custom. In custom,
Custom.
what you do, see, I will choose region from the primary data source and region 1 from secondary data source and select it. Okay, if you have more linking fields, you can still use more linking fields. Okay, and then see, now the link is just as available. You can establish the link and you can choose it.
For one table, for like these two data sources,
Hmm.
how many linking keys can there be available?
It is there is no limit.
N number.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
From 1 to n? From 0 to n. 0 to n, probably.
no, if you have zero, you cannot link them, right? You cannot.
No, we can't link.
How do you apply left join if there are
Mm.
no common columns?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
so that is how you can blend the data across the data sources. See, now in this case, what we did, we used file data source and RDBMS data source, and we blend
Okay.
the data.
Yeah.
Like this, we can use different combinations. If you have different kinds of data sources, we can use multiple. Okay.
Okay.
So, and the most important thing is while blending the data, you have to be sure for selecting primary data source. Okay, and the join applied is left join. Okay, and this is another FAQ.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and you have to manage the linking fields.
Okay.
Fine. Any doubts?
Yeah. Fine. No.
Okay, cool. Fine. We'll conclude it here. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll resume tomorrow. Fine.
Create manage data sources. Okay.
Okay. Bye bye. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Thanks for your patience.
Thank you.
I know I asked too many questions. I know I can be sometimes very irritating. But if it's not clear for me, I can't follow the next thing. I'll
Yeah,
just keep
yeah,
on thinking
that's
about
fine.
it.
That's fine. No problem. No problem at all. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sudhir. Good
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. Good night.